Imagine parking your car on a quiet hill, turning off the engine and watching in disbelief as it slowly begins to roll uphill, against gravity, against logic, against everything you were taught in school. No tricks, no engines, just a silent pull upward. This is not science fiction. This is the legend of Magnetic Hill, New Brunswick, one of North America's most baffling natural illusions. In the early decades of the 20th century, when automobiles were still a novelty and science had not yet conquered every mystery, travelers passing through New Brunswick, Canada, began whispering about a strange hill near Moncton. Locals claimed that if you stopped your car at the base of the slope, released the brake, and let go of the wheel, the vehicle would begin to move upward as if pulled by an invisible force. Balls rolled uphill. Horse-drawn wagons strained as if dragged by unseen hands. To those who witnessed it, the experience felt supernatural, even unsettling. Gravity itself appeared to have failed. The hill soon gained a name that would define its legend, Magnetic Hill. At a time when magnetism was still widely misunderstood by the public, the explanation seemed obvious. People believed the hill was rich in magnetic minerals, hidden deep beneath the surface, strong enough to pull metal objects upward. Newspapers printed sensational stories. Travelers detoured miles just to witness the phenomenon. Some even brought compasses, watching needles spin erratically, convinced they were standing atop a massive natural magnet. By the 1930s, Magnetic Hill had become a full-fledged attraction. Families arrived in Model T cars, farmers tested it with wagons, tour guides spun dramatic tales, claiming that even horses struggled to resist the pull. According to local lore, the magnetic force was once much stronger than it is today, so powerful that vehicles would climb the hill rapidly, without hesitation. Some claim the force weakened mysteriously over time, as if the Earth itself were slowly losing its power. But as science advanced, skepticism grew. Geologists examined the area and found no unusually high concentrations of magnetic minerals. Compasses, when tested properly, behaved normally. Physicists dismissed the idea of a magnetic force strong enough to overcome gravity without ripping metal objects apart. If such a force existed, they argued, it would have far more dramatic and destructive effects. So, if not magnetism, then what? The answer, as it turned out, was both simpler and more fascinating than anyone expected. Magnetic Hill is what scientists call a gravity hill, a place where the surrounding landscape creates a powerful optical illusion. The hill that appears to slope upward is actually sloping downward. The true horizon is obscured by trees, uneven terrain, and surrounding elevations. Without a visible reference point, the human brain misjudges the slope, convincing the observer that up is down and down is up. In other words, gravity never fails here. Human perception does. Yet this explanation, while scientifically sound, did little to erase the mystery from the public imagination. Even after visitors were told the truth, many still felt a strange unease watching their car roll uphill. Seeing is believing, and Magnetic Hill challenges what the eyes insist is real. What makes the story even more compelling is how long the illusion resisted explanation. For decades, even educated observers argued fiercely about its cause. The hill became a battleground between folklore and science, between lived experience and measured reality. And in that tension, the legend only grew stronger. Magnetic Hill wasn't alone either. Similar gravity hills exist across the world, from Pennsylvania and California to India, South Africa, and Australia. But New Brunswick's Magnetic Hill remains one of the most famous, partly because of how early it entered popular culture, and partly because of how deeply its story is woven into local identity. During the Great Depression, when hope was scarce and wonder was valuable, Magnetic Hill became a symbol of mystery in an uncertain world. It attracted tourists, brought income to the region, and offered people something extraordinary to believe in. Even when science offered explanations, the hill retained its magic, not because the explanation was wrong, but because the experience was unforgettable. Standing there today, visitors still feel it. They line up their cars, place a bottle on the road, release the brake, and watch as it appears to defy gravity. Laughter mixes with disbelief. Phones come out, videos are recorded, and for a brief moment, everyone feels the same question echo in their mind. What if the world doesn't work the way we think it does? This is the true power of Magnetic Hill. It's not about magnets, it's not about hidden forces or lost energies. It's about the limits of human perception and how easily our senses can be fooled. It reminds us that reality is not just what exists, but what we believe we see. Scientists now use places like Magnetic Hill to teach lessons about visual perception, cognitive bias, and the importance of reference points. Astronauts train to overcome similar illusions in space, where up and down lose their meaning entirely. Pilots are warned about spatial disorientation that can be deadly if instinct overrides instruments. In that sense, Magnetic Hill isn't a curiosity, it's a warning, a reminder that our brains evolved to survive, not to measure reality perfectly. And yet, despite knowing all this, the mystery endures. Why did so many people insist the force was stronger in the past? Were early roads shaped differently? Did surrounding trees change the illusion over time? Or did the stories simply grow larger with each retelling, shaped by nostalgia and imagination? No one can say for sure. What we do know is that Magnetic Hill continues to draw visitors from around the world. It has become a carefully maintained tourist site, complete with marked stopping points and guided explanations. And still, every day, someone experiences it for the first time and gasps, because knowledge doesn't erase wonder. In a world increasingly defined by data, algorithms, and certainty, places like Magnetic Hill offer something rare, a moment of doubt, a crack in our confidence, a reminder that the universe doesn't owe us simplicity. The hill doesn't break the laws of physics, but it exposes the fragility of our understanding. And perhaps that is the real mystery. Not why cars roll uphill, but why we so desperately want them to believe they do. Because deep down, humans crave the impossible. We want the world to surprise us. We want there to be places where rules bend, where the earth whispers secrets, where reality feels just a little unstable. Magnetic Hill gives us that feeling without ever actually defying gravity. And that makes it one of the most fascinating places on Earth.